Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Finally getting around to doing this. This whole video is going to be all about National American Miss formal wear, so let's get started. I want to put out a disclaimer, I am not a National American Miss pageant coach, but I do have some tips and tricks to help you boost that pageant score. Before you even walk on the stage, you have to pick out a gown that truly suits you. Do not pick out a gown just because the other girls are wearing that specific style, that specific color. The girls that you've seen win are wearing white, and so you need to wear white. Do not do that. Find a color that represents you, find a gown that represents you, and find a gown that you're comfortable in. I know that I've worn gowns that I've never seen on a state stage before and didn't know how they were gonna do, and actually ended up placing in those gowns. So don't be afraid to go outside of the little box of what pageant girls typically wear. The next thing you want to do is make sure you practice in your shoes that you're going to be wearing and the gown that you're going to be wearing, because anything can happen. The stage can be slippery, the stage can be sticky, your shoe can break. Like, I don't want to put those negatives into the air, but anything can happen and you have to be ready for the unexpected. There is a moment right before you come onto the National American Miss stage. So you have the back curtains and this little window right here that you're gonna walk through. And this is for the state pageants, by the way, not nationals, is a whole different ball game. When you're coming up through the back curtain, right before you're the next one to go, just do a little shake out. I always like to just like shake it out, breathe, take a deep breath before she calls your number to step onto the stage. It's gonna help you relax, it's gonna help you get in the mood, and just have fun. Now, I always tell girls before that first step onto the stage that act like you're already a state queen. You're gonna imagine that you have the crown on your head, the sash across your chest. This is gonna help you go onto the stage with a little bit more confidence and act like you already won. I think that it's gonna be better than you coming on the stage looking like you're competing, because the nerves can sometimes creep through, or you can show that you're having a little bit of anxiety, which is okay, but you want to step onto the stage looking like you are ready. You are ready to represent your state, this title, whatever you're competing for. Now, here's where we hop into the nitty-gritty. So the first thing I want to talk about is your entrance. So it's separate nowadays from the Miss division to the younger divisions. So first I'm going to talk about the younger divisions. When you step out with your escort, make sure that your hand is just lightly cupped on his bicep, and the other one you're gonna have down by your side. Don't have it on your hip. I never see that work out very well because it's always awkward to put it down from your hip. If your pageant coach tells you to do it, of course listen to your pageant coach, but I've personally never seen it work very well or look natural. So when you walk out, you're gonna take a step onto this first X. When you get to that X, take a deep breath before you go to the next X. Now, by deep breath, I don't mean literal sit there and go and then walk. I mean, take a moment, this is your moment, to look at the judges and take that you're in the spotlight moment. Entrances are super duper duper important. This is your very first look at the judges. If you don't walk on confident, then they're immediately going to be like, I don't want to watch the rest of her routine, but I have to. Let's not do that. Let's keep the judges intrigued. Let's have you have this power moment where they're like, oh, I really like her and I'm going to remember her. That is the most important thing. If they remember you from formal wear in the interview or the personal introduction competition, you got it in the bag. I never liked the thing where we like look at dad, admire dad. I've always thought it was super weird. I've seen it place, but that's a personal preference. I like, this is your moment to shine, so you're going to be the one that the judges are looking at. Now, as a Miss contestant, it's a little bit different now that we don't have escorts. If you have a cape, use your cape. If you have a skirt, use your skirt. You can also put your hands on your hips. This is because you were on stage alone. If you have an overskirt or if you have a cape, please practice with that before the state pageant, because it's going to come off awkward if you're doing it for the first time on the stage, because you're not going to know where the placement of your hand goes, where you're going to drop the skirt, where you're going to pick up the skirt. So what's the best thing to do is practice beforehand and also practice different levels of where you're holding that overskirt, because I've also seen sometimes girls bring it too high where they almost flash people. I've seen it where they do this and their arm goes in front of their face, and we want to see your beautiful face. Now, after you hit that pose, you're going to walk to the side where you're going to have another diagonal X. This is your moment to shine. This is where you can soak it all in, and that you are a National American Miss State finalist and you are here for the crown or for that top 5 spot, or just to go to nationals or just to have fun. You are here and this is your moment. This is where things have changed in recent years. You can now do a power pose of your choice, and I always like to take 3 seconds, but 3 good seconds, like a 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3, like 3 good seconds, not rushing, not too slow. Find the perfect pace. That's a very important thing. And again, if you have a cape, if you have an overskirt, if you want to put your hand on your hip, this is your moment to do it. Now, depending on your age division, I never competed as a princess or junior preteen, so I'm kind of talking preteen towards Miss. This is where you should hit your T pose, where it's your model pose. It comes across more flattering for your body type, and also you are angled in the right way for perfect pictures and the judges to look at you. Now it seems to be everyone's favorite part, which is walking across the stage in your beautiful gown. So when you move from that X to the center, you're going to make the circle turn. Always go the way that you're most comfortable going, because sometimes I see girls get up there and then they don't know which way to go and it comes across like you don't know what you're doing. So always practice that circle turn as well. I typically always go, if I'm on this X and I'm walking across the stage this way, I'm already walking this way, so I'm just gonna circle this way, if that makes sense. I wouldn't go this way and then circle around, because it's too many circles, if that makes sense. When you do your circle turn, you are going to look at the judges up until where your neck naturally cannot see them anymore, and slowly turn your head over the other one. Eye contact is pretty much a priority in formal wear gown, but this is another big no-no. Do not stare the judges down. I mean this not by breaking eye contact, but do not walk on stage with the same facial expression. I've done it in the past, but you see how I'm looking at the judges and not changing my face, and it almost comes across a little creepy because I don't look natural, versus this, where I've been able to kind of laugh a little bit, chuckle, have fun, be serious, be sexy, because I'm in the Miss division. After the circle turn is completed, you're gonna go to the last X on this side of the stage. It might be mirrored because I'm filming this front-facing camera, but you're gonna go to the other X on the opposite side of the stage. This is where things have changed again in recent years. So if you're in princess through teen division, you're gonna meet with your escort at this spot. Same thing like you did at the beginning, grab their arm, and you are going to give one last look at the judges. I don't recommend doing a full out pose again because they're already calling the next contestant. This is just to get that final look into the judges and show them that you are here and you are ready. And this is just the little extra thing I like to do that I've actually been told by other pageant coaches, that before you exit the stage, but after you already grabbed your escort, so like this is like literally you walking down the stairs, still look at the judges, because if that next girl didn't come out and wow them immediately, they're still looking at you. And if you're still looking at them and still showing them that you're still here and you're still competing, even though you're walking down the steps to get to the floor, then it's gonna put a little image in their head like, oh yeah, she wants this, she wants that spot, she wants to be able to represent her state. Again, this is different for the Miss division. After the Misses complete their turn and you start going into that last spot, you can give one last pose for the judges, but don't make it as long as the first two. Just make it a quick here, if you're doing a hip, or just a quick smile at the judges and walk off. But same thing, I would give that judge that one last final look as well. Yo, look at her collar. It has little crowns on it. We should call it one. Ignore my PJs, but. So For your first entrance, you're walking out, and you can kind of give a little sway to your arms, a little sway to your hips, but don't make it too fake. Kind of just walk natural. Another big thing is when girls hold their gown the entire time. Don't do that. They don't want to see you touching your gown. So I like to scan the judges no matter where I'm walking. So instead of just looking, you're just looking like you're reading a book. And you're just going to keep doing that the whole time you're on stage. I'm so sorry. Okay. So right. Now, a lovely tip Miss Erica Haywood gave me was to walk to the pace of Halo by Beyonce. It is the perfect pace for you to walk, not too fast, not too slow. Thank you guys for sticking around for this long. Now I have a special treat for you guys. I asked some former and current National American Miss title holders to give me some formal wear tips that I can give advice to you. And the first one I have is Miss JC. She's the Miss Illinois for 2023, so she's giving up her title very soon. Sweetest girl. And she says, if you're going to touch your dress, know when. This is to make it look effortless, and just like I told you guys beforehand, you don't want to look on stage panicked or that you don't know what you're doing. Faith, my Mississippi Miss, said get a dress that's an extension of you. Exactly like I said earlier, this is just representing who you are, your personality, and something that's going to look so good on you on that stage. Kylie Park says to smile before you even get on the stage. That's a great tip. Like I said beforehand, you're probably nervous. You're probably feeling all the energy from the contestants around you while you're behind that one curtain that you're about to step out on stage for the first time. Just breathe, just have fun, and smile, smile, smile. My girl Sarah, the Miss Alabama, she says to make intention behind your eye contact when you're looking at the judges. Eye contact is very important. You're going to hear a lot of us say that, because if you're not making eye contact with them, they have no reason to choose you as a representative, because eye contact is a huge thing when you're communicating to public figures, when you're talking to other queens, when you're talking to contestants or potential contestants or girls that you inspire. Sarah also said something really creative that I've never heard before, and it's memorize something about each judge. She said whether it's a shirt, whether it's a color they're wearing, what color their eyes are, what color their hair is. This way that you can remember something about each judge, and then they will remember you. And my girl Nadia, the former Miss Louisiana Junior Teen in 2022, she was one of my sister queens. She says to make eye contact as well, and also choose a gown that represents you, just like how we've all said before. And I wanted to tell you guys this because you've been my biggest supporters, and I appreciate it 100,000 times over and over and over again. I actually had the perfect score for formal wear this past year. I got my scores back a few days ago, and I've been so excited to tell everyone, because formal wear has always been my lowest score, and I've had to work very hard to get to where I'm at today. So I hope all of my examples in this video helped you as well and helps you to continue to improve. And I'm not saying that you're going to walk home with that perfect score, but I am saying that you are going to feel better in your presentation, and you're going to feel better about what you did overall. I need a little segment on my channel that's like life updates with Brenna, because I always have a life update in every single video. But at the end of this week, I am moving. I'm getting out of this college apartment and moving to a house with my roommate, which I'm so excited about. Finally get like my own space, and get to bring Rain to run around in the house. And then I'll be starting college again shortly after that. So be prepared for some new videos, new content, a new space to film, and we are so excited, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.